Today is a special day. Today we are having a look at viewer-submitted games of StarCraft 2, and in the very first one, we find ourselves in a Platinum League match of Protoss versus Zerg, played on El Dorado. Spotting right here in the bottom right corner, playing with the red Protoss probes. We're looking at none other than Dude 6 main Nexus. His opponent up, or actually down rather, in the bottom left corner of the map. We are looking at somebody's username I can't pronounce. Yeah, my Cyrillic is not particularly great. Anyways, if you have an amazing game of StarCraft 2, I know I don't really do these casts that frequently anymore, but I want to bring them back. I think I say that pretty much every single time I do viewer casts. But anyways, if you have amazing games, you can go ahead and submit them over at replays@LowkoTV. Basically, the way that this works is you can attach your very best .sc2 replay file to the email, and Modlesys will select the very best games for me to go ahead and cast. What are we doing, Zerg? Are we drone scouting? No! No way! No way! This is not Bronze League, dude. This is not... Bro, if you didn't see that dude sick, I'm already going to lose my mind. You didn't see... You didn't see. Are you... That was on... That must have been on your screen for the full 15 seconds or so. Are you... Okay, he's going Forge. Either this is just his go-to build order. I mean, this wall is kind of whack, but I think he did see. No, he did notice. It's... Well, if he didn't notice, I would not... Okay, no, it's literally within vision of his Nexus. I think we're good. I think it's safe to assume that Dude Sig did not completely lose his mind. Although, well, maybe the hatchery inside of the main base just serves as a distraction. How many photon cannons are you gonna make? You make 1 or 2. No more. Don't add more. That's a mistake. Yeah. 1 or 2 is really all you need to do. I was a little afraid he was going to turtle up his own main base, you know, and then ultimately the hatchery just gets cancelled, and it costs the Protoss player hundreds of minerals, and the Zerg player doesn't really lose much. Okay, Stargate on the back of this too. I guess you can maybe squeeze out a queen. Yeah, put down a creep tumor and run around. That could kind of work. No, stop it. Dude sick, cancel that one. Stop, dude sick. Yeah, adding a third one on is not an absolutely terrible idea. It's just that the real threat is not going to be coming from within. It's gonna come from right over here. This is actually kind of risky, because obviously now all of the minerals are spent at, well, this right over here. A couple lings have also come out. Nice micro right here. And the aggression over here could actually be kind of scary. Yeah, so the queen, I mean, assuming she's microed. No. Brenda! Brenda, go! Okay, Brenda, run away! Okay, Brenda's fine. Brenda's okay. We did see a Stalker just now. We did see that one on the production tab for a little bit already. We do also have that Warp Gate research, but it's going to be a long time. I think you need to bring Brenda... Okay, never mind. Brenda is dead. I think you needed to bring Brenda back onto the creep. But the real question is Protoss going to be able to do much against this? Zerg doesn't have a ton of economy, but he has been droning up. He did also have another queen built at home. There's a second, or I guess technically a third queen round coming up. Spinecrawler also building. Void Ray on the production tab right here for Dude Sick, who's now rebuilding his cybernetics core inside of the main base, because the one over here has been unpowered. Oh no. What did the Stalker do? Okay, finally the Stalker. He's a little afraid, I guess, of maybe link speed finishing up. That one's still a long ways away, but he doesn't really know, because he didn't scout. More slow Zerglings are running across. And this game has just become an absolute disaster. Now, even when the dust settles, though, it's one of those situations where, yeah, Protoss is on one base, and they have lost a whole lot of infrastructure, but it's not like the Zerg economy is amazing. I mean, we can... we can awkwardly long-distance mine this section of the map, I suppose? Overlord probably needs to be just a couple inches further south, so it can actually be within range here and provide high ground vision. Stalker is going to go down at this rate. He needs to continue microing it. It does not micro it perfectly. Although, of course, the Void Ray should be able to clear everything up eventually. Okay. Run! No, don't OR me, Utki! Okay, he did it. He did it. Crisis averted. He did it. Okay. Now, how do you play this out from here? That's the real question. Dudesik could easily be harassing the couple of drones over here that are mining the golden minerals. But he doesn't know about it at this point. I think he's gonna find out. Yeah, he's trying to scout that section of the mineral line. And he will indeed see exactly what's happening. Okay, easy kill on that. I think that was a spore crawler that was building. There's another spore over here. Obviously, this hatchery, though, is so far away that it doesn't really do much. Like, the entire benefit of the golden minerals is neglected when you have your drones mined this far away. I'm a little afraid here that our Zerg is getting a bit carried away with the aggression. Even though this has been cute, and it's been fun, and it's been, well, reasonably successful, I think he's investing a bit too much in a failing build. Ovi is gonna go down. Unless... No, well, I mean, the Overlord does fall, but at the cost of a single Void Ray snipe, that's pretty good. Second Queen just spawned too. In the meantime, the lair did finish. We have another Proxy Hatchery over at what would normally be the third. Brenda and Karen are holding hands as they're killing that Stalker from earlier. We don't have a transfusion available on that Queen, but, I mean, they're gonna be able to just kill the target. Can we micro that back? No, we don't micro. Where we are going, we don't need micro. Okay. Another Spore Crawler. Queens do win a fight against Stalkers 101, but obviously, this Queen is already at low hit points. The drones will be able to obtain the victory eventually if the Stalker just stands and fights. Couple slow Zerglings. No, now their Speedlings are spawning. And they will be able to clean all of this up. What are we gonna do with the Spire? What's the plan with the Spire? I guess mute us? Then again, you've already focused and forced your opponent to play turtly one base, right? Like, we're already doing that. So, flying mute us into a bunch of photon cannons is probably the last thing you want to do. Keep in mind that this is one base Zerg as well, so he doesn't have a whole lot of resources. He can make a round of mute us, I guess, but the photon cannons are just going to keep everything at bay. Well, the Spire is done. He decides to fire up more drones. Maybe he didn't notice yet. Yeah, we are going mute us. Oh, I don't like the idea of, mute us very much here. I don't think it's a particularly strong play, especially when the opponent already has a Stargate. Can the Void Ray finish off the hatch? I think so. Yeah, that should be the end of that hatch. I mean, it should have been. That hatchery is a sneeze away now from death, and it does indeed get poked here in the very end, but my god, alright. He gets the job done. How many gateways are we on? We're on 4 gateways in total. Natural expansion is building 8 minutes into the game. I don't think we really need to be targeting down the Spore Crawler necessarily. This is not really a rush, but I guess we are just trying to make sure that Brenda is not going to be able to leave. Shout out to the Queen. She tried her best, but ultimately, well, she died. And ultimately, our Protoss here is gonna clean this up. Don't fight with the Mutas? What? Oh, we're actually using Mutalisks as a fighting unit? Well, they're one of the absolute worst fighting units in all of StarCraft. Like, a Hydra would have done a much better job, and they're significantly cheaper. Honestly, I feel like Mutas in general are one of those units that are amazing when you are like Rainer, right? Like when you have 600 average actions per minute, you can spam 10 buttons a second pretty easily. I think the unit is pretty great. I hit the wrong button on the keyboard. Anyways, I wanted to see what the average APM is, and so far, honestly, I'm not even too disappointed. 152 is faster than I anticipated. At least looking at how fast the players' movements are, I feel like this doesn't look like 150 APM, but that's actually a little bit quicker than I anticipated. So let's see. Honestly, I genuinely though, like, jokes aside, I've tried playing Mutas many times. I've been Grandmaster many times. I feel like I am not fast enough to play the unit effectively. It is just such an APM intensive tool, and it can be really cool, it can be really powerful, but even in the hands of the very best players in the world, I feel like Mutas are a mediocre unit. Anyways, let's see. Photon cannon coming up inside of the mineral line. We do have a Phoenix also building. I mean, that is going to kill, basically, technically at least an infinite amount of mutas. So now we're gonna turtle up at home. And this is not really where you want to be. One thing, though, that is going well here for our Zerg is that he's got another base a little bit further up north. And I don't believe that Dudesick has any clue about it. Oh my god, drones are pulled away. Yeah, he's just trying to run by all of the static defense. I guess the Zerg static defense is not that static. Brenda goes up in the air for a little bit, and the drones are going down. This should seal the deal right now for Protoss. Yeah. This is way too much damage. Assuming he knows about the base, which at this point he doesn't, but he should be able to figure this out relatively easily. Assuming he knows about that base, he's gonna just win. Stalkers are going in that direction now too. I mean, I think he's got them on separate control groups. The way that they're marching, it doesn't look like they're on the same control group here. They would be taking a bit of a different route. At this point, you gotta be wondering as well why the opponent hasn't tapped out yet. He finds the creep, and Dudesick does find the base. You know what? At the very beginning of the game, I was a little bit concerned that our Protoss player didn't see the proxy hatch. And maybe he didn't when the drone first came in. But ultimately, he got to make every Platinum Protoss, well, absolute favorite tools, right? He gets to make photon cannons and void rays. I'm pretty sure that is the absolute dream of a Platinum League Protoss player. I've casted many viewer games over the years, and pretty much all of them. Yeah, pretty much every single one of them. We don't see a lot of photon cannons and void rays at the pro level. Extremely common, though, on the ladder. Lift the Zergling! Lift it! I like that he did lift the Zerg. It was a little late, but the idea was good. So there's no anti-air. This is game over, right? I mean, he can run them... Okay, he's gonna run the drones back into the main base. So on the loading screen of this match, one of the two players was... Like, they had a Diamond League border. The other player had a Platinum League border. So I'm gonna call it a Platinum League game. But there's a very real chance that one of these two is in low Diamond. Then again, Platinum League is a very small league, actually, in StarCraft 2. There's only a few hundred MMR going from, like, Gold League to even Diamond. It's not even that long of a jump. 2 more mutas. He has smashed his piggy bank, and apparently his saving grace is gonna be 2 more mutas. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up the game. Because I've got a feeling this is absolutely unlosable right now for Protoss. Now, I have seen things. I have seen some crazy games. But I'm pretty sure that at this point, Protoss could go AFK and still obtain the victory. Good game, you two. GG. Okay. Let's go down 1 level. Time for a Gold League match of Protoss versus Zerg. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map. Joined by StarCraft 2's logo on the main Nexus. We have none other than Drazzleby. I know. Very dramatic name. His opponent, down in the bottom left, with the red Zerg drones. He goes by the name of Paul. Just... I always love it when people have their real names on the loading screen or just in StarCraft 2 in general. In my mind, the way that this goes is when you first log into the game, right? When you first boot up the game on a new account, it asks you, what is your nickname? And I guess Paul was like, well, my mom calls me, she calls me Paul? Like, that's my name? I don't really have a nickname, so I guess that's my nickname? It's beautiful. You love to see it. Well, he decides to go for a very quick spawning pool, and, well, gas guys are here. Not exactly sure what the plan is, but I do believe that we are going to be sending some links across the map nice and early. In the meantime, okay, we have Drazzle here going for a low ground wall off. Pylon is okay. Nothing all too crazy. And he's also going for a probe scout. The drone is hiding. What are we doing with the drone? Look at Paul over here. Paul has got a bodyguard. Whoa. That was a completely useless drone. I don't know why we did that. Was he hoping that the probe was just gonna stand there and die as he fought that bodyguard to death? Like, what was the plan? I'm not exactly sure. Instead, we are just losing minerals here for absolutely no apparent reason. Also, wait, Paul, what are we doing? No, wait, it worked. It actually worked. Never mind, Paul. I love everything about it. Paul actually also did not realize what happened. He decided to send 3 more drones. Wasn't necessary. The bodyguard already finished the job. Paul decided to rush out what I thought was a Zergling speed push. That's the only thing that really made sense. Instead, upon finishing the spawning pool, he decided to add on more drones, start up a queen, and start a second gas geyser. We're going instant lair. This is effectively the fastest possible lair you can make as Zerg, while still having a queen. So, I'm not sure what the plan is, but it's something. In the meantime, on the other side, Drezelby was scouting, but did he actually see? As we have learned over the years, Protoss players may have all the vision in the world, but do they actually see? Many times, StarCraft players, while scouting, may have vision, but they are actually blind. And this is a real condition. Yeah. As somebody who's played many, many games of StarCraft, anything that is not smack dead in the middle of my monitor, it is likely that I don't notice it. Actually, a lot of pro gamers, specifically because of that reason, play on 24-inch monitors. 24-inch games or 24-inch screens are not necessarily that popular anymore. But I've seen many, many StarCraft tournaments where the pro gamers actually play with black bars. Used to be more common back in the day. But they usually were provided like 27-inch screens. And then it would play on a 1080p, like 1920 by 1080 type of monitor with black bars around it. So just to force the smaller screen. That way, I guess there is... What are we doing, bro? Are we going straight Hive? Or are we going one base swarm host? Jokes aside, if this is one base swarm host, it's actually a... Yeah, it is actually a relatively effective version. I don't think he really could have had the infestation pit much quicker than this. Yeah, we are playing one base swarm host. Paul, look, the build is garbage. I think this is an absolutely god-awful build, but it is pretty well executed. I will give Paul that. I just don't know what we're gonna do with any of this. So, Drezel hasn't really figured out what he's going against. Drezel is going for at least what looks like a relatively normal build. He has tried his best to scout, but he hasn't really seen anything. So, he... Okay, maybe he wanted to go hallucination. Won't have the energy for that anymore now. I guess he's gonna be caught off guard. There's a very good chance that Drezel, at this point in StarCraft 2, considering this is Gold League, has literally never played against a swarm host ever. This is another one of those units that we just don't really see. Alright, so the worm is available. Drezel is gonna... You gotta go for the mineral line, though. No. Paul! Paul, execution of the build, pretty good. I mean, if we can call this a build. Execution of the attack, kind of pointless. This doesn't do anything. Usually it's the first wave of the swarm host that is actually scary. This is not really that terrifying. I mean, you can just remake this infrastructure pretty quick. And in the meantime, obviously, Drezel here, he's been macroing up and he's pretty much got like twice the economy of the opponent. Maybe Blink is not going to finish? Yeah, he's gonna get the kill at least. Oh, okay, we're gonna go Nidus Worm inside of the main base instead. I don't know why. He wants to Blink, but the Blink upgrade didn't finish. The entire idea of the Swarm Host inside of a Nidus Worm is that you don't need to be inside of the main. Likewise, I mean, you can. You don't need to, like, you can fly the Locust. That's the whole point. You could put them over here. It's way safer. It's the exact same result. It's actually a better result every time. Oh, careful, dude. Don't lose the Nidus now. He's individually activating it. Okay, so here's the problem for Drezel. He's actually in a pretty comfortable position, but how many times has he played against this? And what is his current heartbeat at? Because that's the real issue when you play a strategy game like StarCraft 2. There's so much to manage all at the same time that generally speaking, the way this works right now in his head, it kind of looks like this, right? It's like, ah, ha, ha, right? Like, that's basically the way that Drizzle is currently experiencing this match. He's desperately trying to not die. And he's still fine. But there's a good chance he's going to make some really dumb mistakes over the next minute or so. He could just be aggressive if he really wanted to be. Obviously, that doesn't really feel very natural here to send these units across. I mean, maybe this is too many spines. Baldo is going for an expansion. We are now 7 minutes in. He needs an expansion pretty soon as well, because in about 3 minutes, that base in the main is going to run out. Okay, well, this is good. This is really good. You can even kill the Nexus now. I think if you target the Nexus, you can still kill it. He decides to just go after the probes. Okay, bruises the Nexus. I don't think you're going to get it anymore now. Okay, Drizzle is dealing with this by making a proxy expansion all the way up north. Drizzle's economy is starting to look a little bit messy. He never put a... Oh, there it is. He built a couple structures with it, but he never actually shift-queued it back into the gas geyser. So he's got way more minerals now than he's got Vespine. One more Swarm Host is coming up for Paul. Problem here for Paul, though, is that he doesn't know about the proxy base, first and foremost, but I also don't think you're gonna win the game with Swarm Host alone. That's essentially all he's been making. It's effectively the only thing that he's got, but I believe he needs to do something else on the back of this. At the pro level, we occasionally see, like, well, we don't start with Swarm Host, but Hydras into Lurkers after the Swarm Host is actually pretty good. I'm a little scared here for Paul that all he's going to make is Swarm Host. Like, 16 Swarm Host basically achieve the exact same thing as 25 Swarm Host. They will kill anything in their path. The main advantage is that I guess you could stagger the waves of the locusts, but... I mean, this is also a pretty good one. I like this. I like this build here for Paul. This is something that would never work at a high level, but it's very fun to play, and honestly quite creative too. Like, we rarely see this. You can almost see the gears inside of Drizzle's head turn here. Drizzle is finally thinking, yo, know what? Maybe I can just go and attack their base, right? But that is not really something he's considered. We have another Nidus Worm going up. The Nidus Worms are not free. He does have Blink now, so Drizzle can actually bypass a lot of this, go around the site here. Very strong. The Locusts are once more activated inside of the main. I actually think this is a strategy worth testing. If you're a Zerg player on the ladder, somewhere below like Diamond League, I think you can get away with a lot of this. It's actually really fun to play. And I actually think it's a kind of a useful skill as well. I don't think this is the ideal... Like, I don't know why we're building the Nidus Worms inside of the main base. That's a little bit wasteful, but the idea is actually kind of cool. So we have Blink, but we're not using it. Oh, we're using it like this. Okay. Slowlings are actually quite powerful in this instance, because they can soak up a lot of damage. Swarmos come back home, but they're not even needed. The Queens has got it. Yeah, they've got it together with the Spines and the Slowlings. Not a problem whatsoever. In the meantime, though, a recall has completed towards the base up north. And I'm a little bit scared for Paul in that section of the map, because he believes right now that he's got this Protoss player beat. If you look at it from his point of view, he's killed all the probes in the natural, pretty much. He's killed all of the main base, pretty much. He has no clue, and he is just gonna keep making spines and spines and Swarm Host. We're now 10 minutes in. Main base is running very low. There's more spines coming up on the high ground, so Drizzle is gonna have a hard time, I guess, winning the game. But I don't mind this position here for the Protoss player very much. I mean, I think it's still winnable, technically speaking. He just needs to not be spotted. And this is not really a very mobile Zerg player, right? Like, maybe if he sends Overlords around the map. He did get Nemetized Carapace, so that's the Overlord speed upgrade. But Paul is struggling expanding right now. He's got a second control group of Swarm Hosts? At least he kept a few of them at home. Just for base defense. I actually can't tell who's gonna win this. That's my favorite part about viewer games. I can never tell who actually wins. This game is actually not over. I think in Paul's mind, and this is another big thing, man, in viewer games that I've noticed over the years. When players start winning, it's almost like they put their feet up on the desk and they like, I don't know, take their left hand off of the keyboard and they're just kind of chilling, you know? They're just eating Doritos and just kind of talking to friends on Discord and, oh yeah, right away, I'm also playing a game of StarCraft at the same time. Like, they kind of go and play the game less seriously. This is a very real situation where Paul might go like semi-AFK. You know, like he just sort of leaves his computer alone and he just hangs out over here. He has no clue about this base up north. Now, he does have 69 supply, and that's pretty nice. But he believes this game is in the bag. He is not scouting anymore. This could even be one of those situations where Paul is wondering right now, like, hey, is my opponent just being bad-mannered? Or, like, why is he not leaving? By the way, I can't help but, yeah, wonder why we got Overlord speed before Link speed. I love that very much. Now he's gonna see. He's already noticed it, actually, earlier. There was a changeling in that direction. He saw that there is indeed a mining base up north, and he needs to address it. Now, he still has money for about a dozen Nidus Worms. And I think we need to continue the Nidus Worm harassment. Swarmos are now on cooldown for quite a little while already. You can't put the spine crawlers on the low ground until there's creep there. So maybe you could, I don't know, send the overlords down and have them drop a bit of creep. But right now, Paul's income is basically nothing. One Swarmos will definitely win a fight like this against a Stalker. Keep in mind, though, that we can blink. Question is, will we? Nope, we will not. Okay. Nidus Worm gets planted. Dude, we should really be using speed overlords. We got speed ovies. Maybe put it down in a location where you weren't spotted. Like right over here, dude. You have the Swarmos can fly. Like, well, the Locust at the very... There you go. That's a much better spot. Drezel, though, is starting to anticipate where the Nidus Worms could potentially be coming up next. Okay, the idea was good. He didn't quite check far enough. Maybe this Nidus Worm is actually going to save Paul. Let's see. And Locust. Fly! Bum bum ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-da-da-dum bum. Oh, he's splitting them up. Just target the Nexus. I think you just target the Nexus. That thing is super dead. Drezel does have exactly 400 minerals, so he can actually rebuild. This could have been a real problem. Drezel had precisely 400 minerals. Where is he going? Okay. He's now at 0. He queued up a Nexus in the far bottom right. I can't believe he had exactly 400. Actually kind of nuts. There is an Overlord over here. He cannot cancel. If he panics and cancels... Okay, he would not be able to ever build up another base. This is one of those situations where having bad macro actually works in your favor. Like, stacking up 400 minerals was actually the only way for Drezel to still be okay. Nidus Worm is gonna get planted right over here, too. Paul, by the way, did secure another base. What he really needs to do... Oh, come on, Drezel! Are you kidding me right now? Alright, maybe we need to send the spine crawlers down to the low ground. We don't really need to make new ones. Cheap strat, he says. Yeah, sure. Well, that's it. He canceled the Nexus. And now he can't make another Nexus. That means that... I guess Drezel's all in. He can still win this, though, if he micros really well. Because there's technically no way... for Paul to, like, mine, you know? Like, these spines are very killable if you micro your Stalkers perfectly. Same for the Hatchery over here. I guess you could maybe send a drone across and expand that way. You could expand all over the map here as Paul, and it'd be difficult for the player in blue to actually do something. Problem is you need God tier micro for this. Now, I don't want to criticize. That was good. That was good. Oh, Drezel. Okay, Drezel's powering up. He's going full Super Saiyan now. He can deny this base for a long while. Locust wave? No, 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 don't go that way. Don't go that way. You're stuck in a corner. Okay, well, that's it then. Ugh. I don't know why we decided to go that way. Paul has made a lot of spine crawlers. Yeah. He's got a lot of spines in this game. He's making a few new ones now. Probes have been tasked with killing a Nidus worm. Fair enough. There's so many spines up on this high ground, though. It's actually very difficult to beat. But he can't deny mining. And that's one base down. Does he know about the expansion right over here? I think he does, yeah. So... ah, man, if only he had 100 more minerals. He could have actually been fine. He decided to make another pylon. I guess that's okay. Keep in mind that the win condition in a game of StarCraft is to kill all of your opponent's structures. So, I mean, these still count. This is all relatively easy to kill, though, right now for Paul. So he just needs to drop a Nidus worm somewhere and just go from there. Although, he can only really afford 2 more Niduses. Nidai. That's 1. He doesn't have much. I feel like building it over here is so silly. Why are we building it within vision range? I think Paul forgets that ranged units have ranged. Spine crawler's finished, though. Creep or no creep. With good micro, you can actually kill all of these spines. This game... yeah? This game can actually end in a draw. I don't know if Drezel... okay, you gotta run, though. You gotta run. Blink, 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 blink. Because Drezel can technically deny all mining here from the opponent. And Paul should technically not be able to ever finish up. Nah. The fact that he has 3 Niduses inside of the main base is actually still his saving grace. He does know about it. His opponent has been revealed. This should still be 100% a win here for Paul. But I'm excited to see him fumble, you know? I'm excited to see him mess this up somehow. This is a pretty unlosable scenario, but it is manageable. Okay, maybe that was mean. But I mean, Drezel really... yeah, okay, we moved to spine crawlers. Drezel really needs to deny this base. If this base goes up, and with this many spines, I think that seals the deal. Yeah, with this many spines, it's gonna be near impossible for Drizzle. Like, he can, or Drezel rather, to break this. He can technically break this, but it would take a long time. And Paul is already mining again. I mean, we're trying. The effort is great. Drezel is already a little bit tilted, judging by the chat from earlier. Calling the strategy of Paul a cheap one. So I don't think he's gonna go down without a fight, but this is as close to the Protoss equivalent of flying a command center to the corner of the map now. But yeah, this is the real issue though, when you play a swarm house based style, right? Like, you just don't really have the finishing... you don't really have a way to finish it. Paul's having a good time. Paul is cruising right now. He's oozing confidence. I don't think this game has been as comfortable for him as he's showing it to be, but... yeah, so Paul is trying to attack. He just can't really find a good angle. I think it's about time for Drezel to admit defeat. I don't really see a way out of this. I mean, he made a pylon. He made a pylon over here, and that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna speed up the game, because this could go on for another 20 minutes. Okay, Drezel actually hits the GG. By the way, my name is spelled Blizzard backwards. Spelt. I mean, we're kind of on a roll now when it comes to viewer-submitted Protoss versus Zerg. One more? Oh, God. One more. This is a Diamond League match. So I'm expecting the very best gameplay that we have seen all of today. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to top Paul, but... spotting right here, in the top left-hand corner. Playing with the blue Zerg drones and already sending one of those bad boys across the map, we have Mod. His opponent down in the bottom right. With the red Protoss pieces, we're looking at Invariant's main Nexus. Proxy Hatcheries apparently is the name of the game. What are we doing, Invariant? Oh! Ah, well, this is weird. I thought we had Zerg going for a cheese. I thought Zerg was going for a Hatchery rush. And maybe that was the original plan. He now believes that this is a Nexus first. Doesn't make any sense. There should always be a pylon. The pylon, however, on the other side of the map. Are you looking for something? Okay. We're doing proxy gates. I actually think this build is better as Protoss. This is one of the dumbest strategies, but I thought about this. This build as Protoss is better if you make one probe, send one of your workers across the map, make a pylon over there, do this exact same proxy, but pretend like you're entirely AFK. I feel like that build is actually legit, because a lot of the opponents will just be like, yo, this guy didn't notice that he got a game, right? Like, this happens sometimes on the ladder, that you, what is he saying? Tosses don't stink, Toss always stinks? Pool first does stink? Well, anyways, these guys are having a good time. He actually is close with a drone on the other side of the map. I actually think if you feign this as an AFK strat, as Invariant, and then run a bunch of Zealots in, it is a much better build. Unironically. This is super hard to hold, by the way, for Zerg, even if you scout it. So now he kind of knows that something is off, and he will see the gates. He's already making a blind spine crawler. He's got links coming. This still hits like a truck, though. Like 4 Zealots against slow links. Let's see. Second spine coming up, but the Zealots are going to be able to kill this easy. You could even just run straight into the main. I don't think you need to. No. I mean, this is a little unnecessary, though. Ooh, look at Brenda. Slipping away. Paul would defend. Paul would have had Swarm Host. Almost out at this point in the game. Mott isn't even at Lair Tech yet. He doesn't even have a Gas Geyser. What an idiot. He doesn't even... Where's your second Gas Geyser, Mott? Where's your Swarm Hosts? Anyways. One of the Zealots goes down, but the majority of them are still around. Queen's going to town as well, but the Zealots are just so strong here. Manageable? Manageable. Both players have an absolutely awful economy now. I think Mott holds this in the long run. Why did we go for a creep tumor over here? Nobody knows. Yeah, 3 more Zealots come up, though. Yeah, dangerous. Very dangerous. In the meantime, there is still that drone on the other side of the map patrolling back and forth. There's also an Overlord, I guess the manager here. It's a middle manager. He's not really doing much. He's just kind of observing the drone doing the work. You could probably try and actually attack the gateways. That's the reason why this positioning is so strong, right? So Invariant actually put the pylon in the middle, meaning that it can't just be targeted down. This is a very dirty build. It's a very gross strategy right here from Invariant. I kind of love it. Anyways. It definitely smells like cheese, by the way. Let me just... Yeah. They were talking about how... This Protoss player definitely smells. 100%. That is... Oh, God. Why did you... I hate everything about the way that you engaged here, Invariant. I know it doesn't matter, but also the fact that you thought that pushing... Like... Okay, we're sending a couple dudes around. We're sending... Oh, okay. That was the most APM I've seen this entire game. That was like 200 APM to kill a spawning pool, dude. Very nice. Alright, you're kind of stuck, though. Like, I don't think these Zealots are going to be able to finish the job. And I also don't know if Invariant is going to have an easy time expending until he recalls the Zealots. So that means he would have to give up on this aggression. Now, there's only 10 drones right now. There's not a whole lot of mining here for Mott, and that's a real issue. He's gonna go and rebuild a spawning pool now, fair enough. Those slow lings are on the other side. Okay. You need to recall the zealots. You need to recall the zealots at this point. That's the reason why you have recall here. He doesn't have the energy. Oh my god, he's been chrono boosting so much. First Diamond League player to not have energy on a Nexus. Sorry. The more I cast, if I would have casted this game first, I would have been a lot nicer. Now, very common for players to stack up way too much energy on their Nexi. I mean, to be fair, he only has one. Probe's running away. Cybercore actually in trouble. Yeah, here's additional links coming in. Do we have energy again for a recall? We do now. All right, there we go. What? Sorry. Oh, he had a couple more zealots over there. So, okay. I didn't realize he had a second clump of units. I thought he somehow recalled something else. Well, he pushes the units away, but honestly, Invariant is in kind of an awkward position now. He's fine, but does he know that he's fine? That's the question. This is one of those games where we're looking at it and we're like, yeah, Zerg, I mean, has a base. He's got some mining. But Protoss has warp gates finishing up, right? He can easily expand behind this. This is not that straightforward a game to read right now for Protoss. He should be pushing his advantage, but it's quite difficult to scout. Now, he has an Oracle. Revelation would be amazing. Maybe we need to go Pulsar Beam. No, we don't need any of that. He's going for a Spore Crawler as well. Brenda is going to get a friend out of the Hatchery eventually. More slowling counterattacks. I like the slowling counterattacks a lot, actually. This is the right decision. It just feels backwards, right? Very commonly in StarCraft, playing defensively is not the way. Sometimes being the offender is actually the much better way to play it. Usually, actually, being the aggressor is much better. This is a large Protoss army, though. Lings run into the main. Oracle? Hello? Oracle, you need to go home. Okay, we're not going home. He indeed decides to shade behind the mineral line here. Drones are pulled to the front. One of the Oracles immediately goes down. Drones are used as well now for fighting. That Oracle did not actually defend the main base. And oh my god, he activated Pulsar Beam halfway through the map, meaning that it arrives with 0 energy. Well done. So that's going to be the end of that Oracle too. Mostly just a meat shield. It looks like Protoss is still winning the fight, though. But he lost all of the probes. Invariant literally has 0 workers. Hold up. Invariant has 0 workers. Mott has 8. Where did they go? Well, they're just all over here. He didn't sneak out anything. Slowlings. Just about to spawn. 18 of them. Was that it? Oh my god. Both players have 0 workers. Both players have no workers. Pulsar Beam activated again, but he's already out of energy once more. There's one drone! Mott! Mott has got all the economy in the game with 1 worker. Invariant can't produce a probe. He needs 50 minerals. He's got no way. You can't self-reach structures as Protoss. Oh my god. Look at this. Mott is rich! Zerg wins? I think. I mean, Zerg should win. There is no mining. There's nothing. Invariant has just gone back home to look at his sad base. Although that drone needs to be protected. Maybe make 1 more drone in the main base. Like, try to, you know, reduce the risk as much as possible. Mott is making a worker. Yeah, he is making it in the main base. Okay. Mott is still thinking. He can't make it. No, he tried making a spore. He couldn't afford a spore. Whoa. Invariant, what? What are you doing? Oh, you're gonna lose that. Careful, careful, careful. What? No! Oh, what? Bro, you're not gonna kill that. You're not gonna kill that. The Oracle control in this game has been It's been something. It existed. He needs 50 minerals again, though. 5 minerals a trip. 2 more trips until we can make a friend. Oracle comes back in. He's checking right now. He doesn't know how many workers the opponent has. I think you make the one over here. He's got 50 minerals now, Mott. It's time to double your eco. In the meantime, the slowlings are going to town on the other side of the map. I mean... I think there's an angle where you can just use all the energy, dude. That spore's not within range. Mott has just doubled his income by making another drone, and he's decided to put all of his drones in one basket. All of his workers in one mineral line, rather. Invariant has 1 Oracle and a Dream. That's all he's got. Invariant is now effectively playing a MOBA. We can consider the Oracle to be his champion or his hero, whatever you want to call it. He doesn't know, though, how much economy the opponent has. Now, Mott has a 3rd worker, and he can make a 4th. I think this one is in the bag. I think this one is in the bag for Mott, but it's a risky one. Pulsar Beam is going to activate again. That's 2 drones down. Here's the final drone mining in the natural expansion. 1 more just spawned inside of the main base. That one also gets sniped. Stop the pulsar beam, dude. Stop it. Deactivate. Deactivate the energy, dude. I guess it's fine. Maybe he believes he needs to kill all of the structures. Best case scenario, though, because he can't kill a spore. Oh my god, he saves it. He saves it. Mott saves it because he just barely had enough energy for an extractor. This is his only lifeline. I don't think Invariant... Oh, energy has run out. I don't think Invariant can ever kill a spore crawler. That's the problem for him, unless the spore crawler uproots. But this could be a draw. If he kills the worker... So it takes energy. I guess this is a good moment to learn how an Oracle exactly works. It uses energy whilst it's attacking, but you need to spend a certain amount of energy to activate the ability to fire. So this ability is currently grayed out. He cannot use it. Mott, you need to... Okay, he's got another worker inside of the main base. So it's 25 energy to activate the pulsar beam, and then it can fire for basically 1 energy a second. Invariant has read his stock. He's trying to bait it! He has read the StarCraft 2 encyclopedia here. Oh, and he saves it. What a play. Paul would be proud. I have never been this excited about an extractor before. We are recalling? He wants to get more energy. Yeah. We are just going home to get more energy. Invariant secret weapon. In his mind, he needs to swoop in, kill all of the drones in one go. He doesn't have another way. And it's very possible. Mott needs to be careful. He actually needs to save up some money so he can start up a spore. Yep, that's 1 drone down. He's looking for the one in the main base. This one does not have minerals right now to make another spore. 25 minerals for... Or sorry, 25 minerals for a gas rotter. So that's 2 more drones down the drain. That means that Mott, once more, has been reduced to this gas geyser. Keep in mind, though, that he cannot continuously cancel this. Costs him about 7 minerals at a time to cancel. Oh. Oh. Okay, he runs away. Ooh, oh my god! Get him! Dude, we need to put the spore over here. What do we do? Ooh, he gets it! He gets it! He gets it! No way! No way! No way! Mott does not have minerals for a worker anymore, and neither does Invariant. Oh my god! This is a draw! This is a draw! Both players. Well, they lose. There is a draw mechanic in StarCraft 2. No. We can... Okay, fine. We can... Sure. I won't take this away from you. That was great. I have 30 minerals, by the way. Invariant has 32. Yeah, well... I should have been more careful. Yeah. This is a draw. So there is an automated draw system in StarCraft 2 when you, like when the game detects a stalemate scenario. What? You can't kill the Spore Crawler, mate. Invariant believes he can kill the Spore Crawler. Eventually, I kill the hatches. You think so? Yeah, he wins. Oh my god, I didn't even think. No. So the Spore Crawler will bleed out, but you can uproot it to make it no longer bleed. Can he drop creep with an Overlord? He needs to drop creep with an Overlord and keep that around. Is that possible? Maybe if he stays... Yeah, he's trying to surround it with creep tumors now. That's the idea. He can still throw Revelation. He needs a lair in order to drop creep with an Overlord. So it doesn't bleed out when the Spore Crawler is uprooted, but obviously it can't fire when it's uprooted. Right now, Invariant is thinking the same thing. If he can surround his Spore Crawler with creep tumors, I think this game is a win. Yeah. Yeah, only in StarCraft is it good when you have tumors. This is such a curse sentence. Out of context, in any other way. This game will end. This game will end. So that's the automatic stalemate detector. Yeah. Seems like tumors are not units or something. What do you mean? Yeah, you can kill these, but it doesn't do anything for you. Yeah, no, you can't win this. You cannot win this. As long as the Spore Crawler is next to a creep tumor, you're fine. Guys, may I say, I know it's only January, but game of the year? I mean, you... Okay, I'll speed it up. They're gonna chase each other around for a little bit. Recalls again. 30 seconds until the game will end. Okay, let's bring it back. So you can see he killed the hatchery here, and that resets the timer. Why did he move the creep tumor over there? This game is a draw. I'm just wondering if one player is going to leave or if maybe somehow Mod manages to mess this up. I think you just burrow the Spore Crawler over here. That's all you need to do. That's all you need. Why are we... Okay, he really wants to protect the spawning pool. Yeah. I mean, we can fly through this, but I don't see how you can get a job done. Yeah, the game will end in 2 minutes. So this is for the ladder heroes primarily, right? At the pro level, they would just restart the game immediately. They're not gonna sit out and wait until this triggers. Micro with the spawning pool is a bit tense. I'm not sure if I killed a hatch in time. Oracle is too slow. I think we can all truly say, maybe it's not game of the year, but this was truly one of the games of all time. Ridiculously silly game of StarCraft. I can't believe. This is the first draw I've seen in 2025. Can't believe this game ended the way that it did. Both of the players may have lost, but I think we, the viewers, we won. GG.